Hey guys, for this video, I just want to talk about, um, one of the icon of Rolex, the Rolex Submariner. There's a reference 14060M, affectionately known as the two-liner, no date sub. I don't know, just lately I've been thinking, I've kind of been looking at the Rolex ceramic submariner, the Hulk, or the LV, the all green watch, and I don't want to have two submariners in my collection, so it's either, well, I guess I was thinking of selling my no date sub and replacing it, or I guess upgrading, putting in cash for the Submariner LV ceramic. It is really tempting, right? I mean, even though they're both Submariners, they're such different watches, and they they couldn't be any more different. They might as well call it another watch, because this Submariner is very understated. I mean, it doesn't have the Cyclops, right? Of course, people who know watches would instantly recognize it to be a Submariner. But it is a stark contrast from the Submariner LV, right? Where it's all green, it just catches your eye. It's got the super case, it's got the maxi dial, and it just draws a lot of attention, whereas this Submariner, it really kind of flies under the radar. Some people would call this, this watch is, I guess some would call it boring. It's not very, it's definitely not as eye-catching as a Hulk, right? But at the same time, it represents a minimalist kind of lifestyle and outlook, and every time the more I look at it, the more I kind of appreciate it. It's a no-nonsense Rolex. It doesn't even have a date. It's just really nice, actually. Sometimes you don't need to know the date. It is a true icon. It's true to form, right? It's pretty much the modern reiteration of the original Submariner 5513, or even older ones, right? I'm not a big vintage sub guys, but sorry, I'm not a big vintage Rolex collector, but this one looks, it's great because it really maintains the DNA of the original Submariners while still maintaining its usability and its functionality, right? I don't think anybody who has a vintage 5512 or 5513 or even older would even dare to go swimming with it, let alone diving. If you do, I would highly recommend you against it. I recommend you not to, try not to get your vintage Submariners wet, or definitely do not go diving. Yeah, I guess you could go swimming with it, but those things are dear to service or fix if it sustains water damage, right? Whereas for these modern vintage Submariners, right, the sapphire crystal ones, right, I'm very confident. I wouldn't even think twice about getting this wet. I'll just jump in the pool, jump into the ocean, no problem at all, right? I have absolute confidence that that I can at least go swimming with it. If I do go diving with it, I'll definitely get it pressure tested and make sure that all the seals are solid or whatnot. So yeah, please, give me your thoughts, right? What do you think of the no date sub? It doesn't seem to get a lot of love in the Rolex community. Um, and should I, sell this and upgrade to a Submariner LV? Right, that's the question. I mean, it is a charming watch. It really is, right? It's simplistic, minimalistic, and I don't know. The thought just crossed my mind, right? Would I, given the choice and opportunity, would I sell this and top up another maybe $2,000 to get the Submariner LV, or or is this something that I should just keep and hang on and resist the temptation of the modern Submariner, right? Yeah, I don't know, but either way, this minimalistic, some might say boring, right? It's right on that line, But I think as you get older, all right, a watch like this looks definitely a lot more appropriate on older gentlemen than, let's say, the Submariner ceramic or Hulk. Speaking of modern Rolexes, and I don't know, is there a maximum age for men to wear Rolexes? I'd say no, but if you wear a Rolex, you wear a sports Rolex, I think you should at least be doing some sort of physical activity in your life. But it's so, when I was in Asia, I saw so many like old, fat, bald Chinese men, balding Chinese men, just sporting the Rolex, right? A Rolex Sports, right? And the newest ones too, a Submariner Hulk or a GMT Batman, and it just looks so, I guess, pretentious, right? I know, you can tell that these guys are not in the pink of health. They probably can't do a push-up. They probably can't walk upstairs without panting. They probably they're just not physically active men, but yet they wear a sports Rolex. I know it sounds pretty mean, but it just does not it does not sync up, right? It does not match with their image or personality. And you can tell, right? I mean, it's like someone who doesn't know how to play basketball buys the most expensive and latest Air Jordans. It just looks looks a little silly, right? Of course, if you're a older gentleman but you're still keeping in shape, I know many men in their 50s, 60s, and they are just extremely fit. And when they wear Rolex, hey, sure, no problem, right? It's you're a sporting person, you do physical activity, and therefore you need you get a Rolex to complement your lifestyle. But I think for a lot of the old and active, aging gentlemen, perhaps they should move on to other brands, like move on to different genres, right? Move on to a dress watch. I don't know. It was just my observation. It just didn't really match. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, right? It'd be rather controversial. But hey, you know what? If you're a little bit inactive, you have a Rolex. Hey, why not turn your life around? It's never too late to improve on your health. You know, you go for walks, right? Just go for walks. You know, just get a little bit more active. Wear with your Rolex. Hey, that's perfect, right? Wear your Submariner, wear your GMT, go for a hike, go for a walk. Maybe go to the gym as well, you know, and maybe go biking, right? Just hey, you know, so let's try and make this into a positive thing, right? If you're a older gentleman whose health is, you know, not where it could be, and you have a Rolex, hey, you know, maybe use that Rolex as motivation to try and improve on your health, right? So I don't know how that conversation turned into. Sorry, how this talk on upgrading my Submariner turned into a health video. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.